Sakurakujo is an osteologist, a scientist who studies bones. Shotaro Takiwaki is somewhat of an assistant to her. Due to Sakurako's interests, they always come across the dead and anything relevant to it. They uncover the mysteries behind it. Sakurako generally doesn't want to get involved, but when she does, she can't stop herself from getting sucked into her findings. Their chemistry is interesting, and the differences works well as a guide through somber stories. As is written in the opening animation, a story dedicated to those trapped by the past. Shotaro's and Sakura's relationship isn't really romantic. They care for each other, whether they show it or not. It's like a younger brother with his older sister. She's responsible and looks after Shotaro as well. She is very hard to read. She is more considerate than she lets on. On the same note, she is very open about her intentions and wants to satisfy her own desires without interference, very much to Shotaro's dismay. They are the antithesis of each other. She can get too caught up with her findings. It's understandable given her profession, but sometimes it can feel morbid. To others, a bone is ghastly. To her, it paints her fascination in a colorful light. She doesn't see it as strange, but magical, a key into the past. Sakurako's observations hold more sentimental value than to just fulfill her obsession. She has a dark personality. There's no getting around it. Still, she isn't a dark human being. She is very straightforward and unapologetic with her words, but she is more sensitive than she would let you believe. She is very thoughtful with her moves. Due to her personality, her actions might seem to be for personal gain. Without a doubt, she thinks further ahead than her peers do. She sees remains as who they were rather than what they've become. As it transitions into an investigation, you see her point of view for a brief moment, and it's beautiful, a colorful world. A stark contrast from the overall animation style of the show. It has a somber overcast with the animation that works well with the theme of the show. The story seems simplistic at first. As it carries on, it plants seeds to grow as the greater story blossoms. Most of the clues are subtle and require more interpretation. Sakurako is there to alleviate any confusion. Her character is very perceptive and observant, so it doesn't feel like it's insulting your intelligence. Most people would likely find biological remains with pessimism. To Sakurako, it's a passageway into the past. It transitions well from current time to past events to explain the proceedings. The overall tone is rather dark and real. It's philosophical and digs into how gray humans really are. Sakurako embodies this idea very well. Sakurako tells you what you need to hear. Shotaro tells you what you want to hear. This pairing is a good balance, as it questions the real meaning behind the truth. Beautiful Bones leaves a few questions unanswered. Whether it's intentional or not, it epitomizes the crux of the story. Life is unpredictable. The world is very gray. You may not find the answers you were looking for, but in the end, sometimes the journey is more important. Evermore, the person you are with is more important than the journey. Whether they're dead or alive,